Once upon a time, in a sunny green meadow by the edge of a wide forest, there lived 3 little pigs. They were brothers, cheerful, playful, and always curious about the world. The time had come for them to leave their mother's cozy cottage and build homes of their own. Their mother hugged each one and said gently, "Remember, my dear children, whatever you do, do it well. Build your houses strong, and you will live happily and safely." The 3 little pigs promised they would try, and with joyful hearts, they set off on their journey. The first pig was lighthearted and full of laughter. He loved games and sunshine more than hard work. As he walked along the meadow, he met a farmer carrying a bundle of straw. "Oh, that looks perfect for building," said the first pig. "Straw is soft and light, and I could build a house in no time at all. Then I'll spend the rest of the day singing and playing." The farmer kindly gave him the straw, and the pig worked quickly. In just a short while, his little house was finished, golden and cheerful, with straw piled high on the roof. He clapped his hooves together and laughed. "Now I can play all day." And off he went, skipping through the meadow, humming a merry tune. The second pig was a little more thoughtful, though he too liked comfort and ease. As he walked, he met a woodcutter carrying sticks. "Oh, that would make a fine house," said the second pig. "Stronger than straw, and not too hard to build. I'll have a sturdy little cottage before the sun goes down." The woodcutter kindly shared the sticks, and the second pig began to build. It took longer than his brothers, but by afternoon he had a neat little wooden house, with a door and even a small chimney. He wiped his brow and said proudly, "This will keep me safe enough. Now I can rest." And so, the second pig sat back in his wooden chair and dozed by the window. The third pig, however, remembered his mother's words carefully. He was patient, wise, and willing to work hard. As he walked, he met a kind mason pushing a cart of bricks. "Bricks," said the third pig with bright eyes. "Now that will make a strong house, one that no storm or trouble can tear down." The mason gave him the bricks, and the pig began his work. It was not easy. He laid each brick carefully, one by one, with mortar to hold them strong. The sun rose high, and still he worked. The stars came out, and still he worked. Finally, after many days, his house stood tall and firm. Walls of red brick, a strong roof, windows that let in the light, and a door that closed tight. The third little pig smiled with pride. "It took time," he said, "but now I have a safe home for all my days." Now, in that very forest, there lived a wolf. He was clever, and he was always hungry. One morning, he came trotting out of the trees and spotted the straw house. He licked his lips. The first little pig, who had been singing, peeked out the window. The wolf called in a deep voice, little pig, let me come in." The pig answered bravely, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." And the wolf huffed and puffed, and with a mighty breath, the straw house tumbled down. The little pig squealed in fright and ran as fast as his legs could carry him to his brother's wooden house. The wolf followed close behind, his eyes gleaming. At the wooden house, the 2 pigs huddled together. Again, the wolf called, little pigs, let me come in." They answered, "Not by the hair of our chinny chin chins. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." He huffed and puffed, and with all his breath, the wooden house creaked and cracked, until it too tumbled down. The 2 pigs squealed and ran as fast as they could, straight to their brother's brick house. The third pig welcomed his frightened brothers inside and locked the strong wooden door. The wolf arrived, panting, and called, little pigs, let me come in." But the three pigs called out together, "Not by the hair of our chins. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." The wolf huffed and puffed and blew with all his might. But the house of brick stood firm. Again he huffed. Again he puffed. The windows rattled, the door shook, but the house did not fall. At last, the wolf was so tired he could hardly stand. But he was clever. He thought of another way. The wolf looked up at the chimney and grinned. "If I cannot blow the house down," he muttered, "then I shall climb inside." Quietly, he scrambled onto the roof. But the third pig, who was wise, had already lit a fire in the fireplace. On top of the fire sat a large pot of water, boiling and bubbling. Just as the wolf began to climb down, the third pig whispered, "Quick, brothers, lift the lid." The wolf dropped straight into the pot with a great splash. With a yelp, he leapt back out, soaked and sputtering, and ran away into the forest, never to bother the pigs again. The three pigs hugged each other with joy. They had learned a lesson that day. The first pig said, "I will never build with straw again." The second pig said, "Sticks may be better, but not enough." And the third pig smiled. "Hard work and patience build the safest home." From that day forward, the three brothers lived happily together in the strong brick house. They sang, they laughed, and they always remembered the lesson their mother had taught them. And so, in the meadow by the forest, the three little pigs found their happily ever after.
Thank you for listening. Sweet dreams, little one. Don't forget to subscribe for more bedtime stories.